Hello, everyone. Welcome back to a brand new episode of Trash Talk. I'm here with a very, very special guest. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hey everyone, it's Kusari. Nice to be on here. Thank you guys for having me on the show.
Yeah, no worries, man. And just jumping straight into it, I went just by looking at your channel, you can immediately see that you haven't been like uploading like content, at least like currently, and like the videos that are public for very long. Would you just like to go through like how you started off your current channel?
Oh yeah, it's a bit of a long story, so I hope you don't mind
No, it's
because
all good.
I've been making content for a pretty long time now. So how do I even? Okay, so I started off when I was 15 years old. I was just in high school, and I had really taken an interest in gaming. So I was like a very big like Nintendo fan. Like I had a Nintendo Switch. I was like very into Super Smash Bros. Like the Smash community. I wanted to be a pro player, as stupid as it sounds, while I was in high school. And so I took up the name Joy-Con God, and I decided that I was going to. I was in a way inspired by the late great streamer Desmond Amofa, aka Etika. He was a very big inspiration for me. I wanted to be like a Smash Bros. Streamer. So I made a Twitter account and I like started following a bunch of members in the community. And I like started off on Twitter. I would like promote my Twitch channel by like making these fan made Twitter graphic design banners for like all these pro players. And like a few of them, because obviously the Smash community in like 2019 still very grassroots scene. So like all of the pro players, like they all kind of like knew the smaller players as well. So it didn't take long for like people to sort of notice what I was doing as a graphic designer in the Smash community. So that kind of led to, my work getting like retweeted by bigger players. So I started to develop a bit of a following, and that's how I would like get people to my Twitch channel. And then I kind of just stopped doing that in like 2021 because I don't want to get too into it, but I got grounded for a while and I couldn't stream because I got my PC taken away. I was doing some very bad stuff and my parents were very mad at me. So yeah. And then I was like, okay, well, how do I continue creating? Because at that point, that was like my creative outlet. I was in the middle of the pandemic. So that was like the way that I would express myself, was by just putting shit out there on the internet. So I was like, how do I continue? And so I took up doing TikTok, and I grinded out TikTok for like a year. I found my niche. I did like these shitty, they're so cringe looking back at them, especially with my old haircut. I look like such a dweeb. I had a baby face too, but in like 2021, I would like make these shitty anime shorts, and I would like post about anime and manga, and that was my niche. And I like had a few viral videos, and I ended up getting like around 11,000 followers. But I kind of just like got bored of it, and I kind of fell into a bit of a slump. I like tried doing Instagram, like anime and manga reviews for a while. That didn't really click with me, and I was like very close to getting like to just giving up. And then I sort of, it kind of sounds a little bit corny, but I took a trip with my family to New York City on my 18th birthday. And, just like getting to experience like all the creativity in like that city, like all of the different media that's there, like all the billboards, the lights, the advertisements. I got to see a show on Broadway. I got my first tattoo there as soon as I turned 18. Like I got to experience a lot of art. And that kind of like, I was like, what am I doing, bro? Like, I got to keep creating, but I just got to find what I like what's meaningful to me. And so I was thinking, why don't I like just make long form deep dive content about just shit I find interesting? And I was like, okay, well, where should I start? And I was thinking, well, I was just on TikTok. I was a TikToker. So I should, make a deep dive video about something related to TikTok. And then that's when it struck me. I was going to make a video, a full ass documentary that nobody had ever done before about TikTok's biggest, most harrowing lolcow ever, Daniel Larson. And so I spent 3 weeks concepting, editing, writing, recording, researching, getting all of this shit together to create the most in-depth, comprehensive, deep dive documentary about the entire lore and history of this niche lolcow that barely anybody has ever heard of. And I wasn't expecting it to do very well. I was expecting maybe like 1,000 views at the very most. I had maybe about 100 subs on my channel, and those were just people who came from TikTok, and I had no videos. It was my first ever video. I uploaded it, and within the first like 2 weeks, it got 100,000 views, and now it is working its way to 1 million. And I'm just everything that's happened since is just the consequences of that video skyrocketing and me somehow instantaneously gaining an audience. And it's all just been so overwhelming. People look at my subscriber count and they go, "Oh, you have 12K subs. How long have you been doing this? Like a year?" And I tell them, "No, I started in March." And they're like, "What the fuck?"
Well, yeah, and like when like somebody looks at like a channel that's like grown so quickly, right? Usually they go, "Oh, well, they've been using YouTube Shorts, right?"
Yeah.
And that's what I like about you as a creator, right? It's like that. I'll happily admit it, right? Like a lot of like my subscribers on both my channels come from Shorts, right? And grinding out Shorts and grinding out
Yeah.
like big documentaries, whatever, right? Like I can never say like, "Oh yeah, I gained like what 12K in like several months or whatever," right?
I know, dude. I got so lucky. It's
Yeah, like,
crazy.
and that's what makes it like a good story to tell, right? Like just like looking at your channel, looking at the engagement as well. Like I think the community tab's like a great example. It's not like you just had a video blow up, like it was a one-trick pony.
Yeah,
Like
like
you've got
people
big engagement.
engage.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And, like even your most recent part of the Daniel Larson documentary, it's working its way up to what 200,000 views now.
Yeah, it's at 140K right now. It's been out for 8 days. The premiere peaked at over 1.1K live viewers.
Yeah, and like I guess as like a new creator, right? You haven't really felt like the experience of just like, and I know of course like you've like done other stuff before this commentary stuff, but like
Yeah.
for commentary, you've never had that experience of like getting like one viewer, right? Like you've definitely been like thrown into it, and like I've spoken to a lot of creators like Jay Aubrey, June the King, Token Tom,
Hmm.
who have just been thrown into it, right? With like
Yeah.
a million views on one video, and like how a lot of the time they feel overwhelmed, mental health and stuff, and they feel like the next video couldn't do as well, and they feel like they're under stress. Was that ever an issue for you? Did you ever feel under stress, like because of this amount of success you got so quickly?
It's a pretty complicated feeling to describe because in all honesty, no, that's not really the case.
Mhm.
Because like you said, I'm an experienced content creator, not on YouTube, but on TikTok. So
Yeah.
obviously, you know, I got famous because, well, I didn't get famous. I had like be for real, man. I had like 11,000 followers. That's not famous for TikTok standards. That's nothing. But, you know, I was
Yeah.
able to gain an audience because of a couple viral uploads. So I was like, okay, how am I going to top this? And so I kind of got used to that method of, instead of treating what I was doing as, you know, a creative outlet or like a hobby or something I actually wanted to do, it became more of a chore trying to look for that next viral video. And
Yeah.
it came to a point where it was more toxic for me to continue working on it rather than to continue. And that's why I transitioned to YouTube, because I got bored of TikTok. I wasn't enjoying it anymore. And I wanted to do something more fulfilling that I could take my time on and that I could just, you know, okay, I'll release this. It'll be 2 hours long. It'll be this, you know, it'll be about this. And, you know, I'll give a release date for it and you guys can look forward to it. If you guys want to watch it, you can watch it. If you guys don't want to watch it, you don't want to watch it. Like I kind of treat my YouTube channel like it's for me. It's like my own creative portfolio. I'm not necessarily worried about the views because in all honesty, I was never expecting the views in the first place. I kind of just treat it like this is what I like. And it seems like my audience really likes what I like, which is good. So as long as I keep posting what I like and my audience enjoys it, then I should have nothing to worry about. Yeah, not every video is going to hit. Obviously, I did a 1.5 hour long video about Sammy Classic Sonic Fan. That was a whole documentary I made. I even interviewed Sammy Classic Sonic Fan in the video, and I got him to do that. It's only at like 8,000 views, but honestly, that's one of the favorite videos that I've ever made. And I would definitely still keep it up on my channel. And I'm so proud of it. And all of the comments said that, oh, this video is really good. This deserves more likes, more views. And honestly, it's a win-win either way, because I know that no matter what I put out, I feel like my fans will enjoy it because my fans know what I'm about. I like do stuff on lolcows, controversial internet figures. So they're just looking for an interesting story. It doesn't matter how many new people click on it, because honestly, that's what's going to determine whether or not it goes viral, whether or not people find it in search results, whether or not people are able to find it and click on it, new viewers. But I know my subs are going to enjoy it, and that's all that matters to me, if that makes
Well,
sense.
yeah, no, 100%. And like, I feel like it's very telling by the views, right? Even like your like, apart from the channel, like the documentary trailer, right? Like even your
Mhm.
lowest video, the anime elitists video, right? Still did
Yeah.
great. And like at the time, you had like a significant amount of less subscribers, right? So
Yeah,
like,
I had
I
like
feel
around
like
4K at that video. Yeah.
exactly right. So like, I feel like for like a channel average, right, at that point. It performed great, right? And like the Sammy video as well, like ranging nearly 9,000 views. But like if you look, right, like a brand new content creator, regardless of the blow up, that's great, right?
Mhm.
Like
I know.
I feel like you've got really lucky with that, and just like sort of moving on because I feel like we've actually got there.
Yeah.
But what's next for your channel? Now you've done the Daniel Larson documentary part two. Where are you going with it next? Like, have you got any ideas like for the next videos and stuff? Like what's your overall goal next?
Well, that's pretty interesting. I've gotten a lot of requests for like I have 2 videos that I have planned that I'll probably try to tackle sometime this year because they're 2 of the most highly requested subjects I've ever gotten ever since my first video. I'd say for every like 50 or so comments I get on a video, there's at least 1 or 2 comments like per those 50 comments asking me to do one of these 2 people. It's World of
Mhm.
T-shirts and Cyrax. Both of them are
Yeah.
lolcows. They're both pretty interesting figures, and there's not a lot of deep dive content about them yet.
Mhm.
So I feel like I could definitely do a good job with those. But if I do want to do those, I'd want to take my time on them because obviously they're very highly anticipated, highly requested. And the main thing I regret with Daniel Larson Part 2 also being a very highly anticipated video was that a lot of the comments criticized me for the editing style and, the mispronunciations of certain like names and cities and stuff. So I feel like next time, instead of, focusing on just like going all out on everything, I should probably just like take my time with it a little bit, and just kind of
Mhm.
let the work speak for itself and just make sure that every detail is great and that I'm not going to give people seizures with
Yeah,
my
yeah, yeah.
editing.
No, 100%. And I guess for like a fairly new creator in the commentary genre as well, like
Yeah.
I feel like you're also just like trying to like get a start. Like I feel like for you it's weird, right? Because of course you've had this like pretty viral success with these videos. But
Yeah.
I feel like because you've only just really started, you've still got to like find your way, if that makes sense. In the
Yeah.
sense that you've still got like get videos under your belt. You've got to like reach out and stuff. And like I guess as well, right? Like I don't know like how many people you know within commentary and like how many people you know within like that sort of sphere of people
Oh,
that like
I actually know quite a few people.
yeah.
I've gotten to ever since even Daniel Larson. Like I managed to be friends with Aiden Projects because he
Yeah.
actually found me from my Daniel Larson video, and he messaged
Mhm.
me on Twitter and followed me, and he said, "Hey, bro, your content's really good. I really like it." And I was like, "Yo, Aiden Projects, I used to fucking watch you in middle school."
Well,
And
yeah,
so that
yeah.
was pretty surreal. I also I made a video, a deep dive video on Technicals and his journey as a content creator. And ever
Mhm.
since that video, I actually got to be friends with Technicals. And he's, obviously, I know he's a bit controversial. Say what you will about, his opinions on things, regarding the cases he dives into. But I will say is that, whatever you think of him and his content, his opinions, whatever, behind the scenes, he is one of the most genuine, like good, like warm-hearted people I know. He's given me so much advice that honestly, any other YouTuber with a following as big as his, he has 100K subs. If I had 100K subs, I would not be giving this type of advice to someone who is just now starting. But Tech has given me
Mhm.
so much valuable advice, in the community in general, in the YouTube sphere, in learning about monetization, in learning about, sponsorships and stuff like that. He's honestly like helped me so much in like getting started as a YouTuber. And the fact that I met him so early on just by doing a video about him, he reacted to my video about him live on his main channel, and he
Mhm.
donated me half of his stream donations of that night. Like
Oh wow.
genuinely, bro. I don't give a fuck if you hate Technicals, bro. Technicals
Mhm.
is the goat. Fuck you if you hate Technicals, but not really. I'm not trying to burn any bridges.
Well, like I feel like yeah, again, it must be really weird, right? From the stance of you're a pretty new content creator, right, within the commentary scene, and you've
Yeah.
already made all these connections. Like your videos will pull views regardless of really what you talk about, right? So like
Hmm.
I feel like you must be in like a really nice spot because I feel like a lot of commentators at the moment are very much struggling, right, with strike systems, with like getting to like their grip and stuff. Where you, I feel
Yeah.
like was very quick to like getting into where you wanted to, like get the connections that you wanted to, and like stuff like that. So like I'm assuming like you feel like very fortunate for your position in like commentary, in like content creation, and just overall like a content creator.
Yeah, dude, honestly, the moment that I realized, like, holy shit, this is so fucking awesome, was probably the moment that, and I'm going to start fanboying right here. Sorry, Tom, if you're watching this, was the moment that Turkey Tom followed me back on Twitter and Instagram. I
Yeah.
honestly, like, had a fanboy moment there because I've been watching Turkey Tom since I was in 7th grade, which,
Hmm.
like, and keep in mind I'm 18 now, so I've been watching Turkey Tom for a long ass fucking time, like ever since the freaking Storytime Animators video, dude. I've been a fan, and the fact that he like follows me now and he's like aware of my content, I've like asked him for advice and he's like helped me out as well on certain things. Like it's just crazy, dude. Like I'm actually like starting to get to know the people who I once looked up to, because I start to forget that now I'm an actual content creator and I'm not just a content consumer anymore. Like I'm like I don't know, it's just like crazy because it just shows that, like, yeah, you're right. Like I really am starting to like get up there in the ranks of, like, being an actual YouTuber, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like, and like that's a very much like feeling I can relate to. Is like someone who's like as well spoken to Turkey Tom. I've like got like June the King and like people I've watched for like years, right? Like Jabroni as well, who was like the guy that made the Pyrocynical documentaries and stuff. Like
Yeah.
a guy that I looked up to and a guy that inspired me. Like, it's a very weird feeling, right? From going from like being the one to like watching the content to being the one to be able to create the content and speaking to these creators that inspired you to actually step up and do that. It's a very weird feeling, and it's a feeling that like I'm assuming for you, you don't really get over, right? Regardless of like the amount of like success you get from a video, amount of subscribers you get, you never really get over that initial feeling of being able to meet someone or talk to someone who you once idolized and you once like consume their content.
Yeah, like honestly, I still have like an imaginary checklist of like creators in my
Yeah.
mind that I just like am dreaming of like collaborating with in the future. Like
Yeah.
like just like it's like you have goals that you set in your mind, like, okay, I just made this video, so this is where I'm at now. Hopefully now that I've made this video, maybe I'll be able to establish connections with this person, and maybe I'll be able to get to do this, or maybe I'll get to collaborate with this person, or like I'm always looking for new people to reach out to or new people to
Yeah.
collaborate with, because honestly making content is just super fun. Right now, though, I am gearing a bit towards taking a break because I am moving away for college next month. So I
Mhm.
obviously got to get situated on moving out and obviously getting adjusted to school. So I'm working on a video to post for the month of August. In case y'all don't know, I have a monthly schedule. I post one video per month.
Hmm. And like for you, I guess that's like a lot of stress, and like I very much like relate to wanting to do more collaborations, like and constantly as well upping the quality of videos, right? And that's something from like watching your content and like fucking around with it and like doing stuff with other content creators. Where I've wanted to like go into the next steps, like I've unlisted a bunch of my videos, like going into the way more of the documentary style, mini documentary stuff, so like the 5 to 10 minute ones and like the hour long ones. Like
Yeah.
it's definitely something that I feel like I want to do, and like I know with Trash Talk as well, where like being able to speak to content creators, bigger or smaller, whatever, it's something that's just fun, right? And like I feel
Yeah.
like you're very much in that same mind, right? Where you
It's
want to
always
just
fun
collab
to
with
connect to
people.
people. It's
Yeah,
always fun to connect with people who like have the same like field of knowledge as you. Because
yeah,
honestly, and this sounds really elitist and corny as fuck, but not a lot of people are YouTubers. So when you
mhm,
find a YouTuber and you can actually like, get along with them, given the so much
yeah,
fucking drama happens on this website, it's really nice to make friends with other people who are in your field.
Yeah, 100%. And I feel like it's a very nice feeling when you do meet someone who's like in a very similar vein of content to you, right? Like, for example, like if you met someone who wants to do these big documentary style videos, right? Like it's almost like you found someone that can relate to you, right? Because like
Hmm.
I feel like, and this is gonna sound like really like I don't know, like really up my own arse, right? But like I don't think I could speak to like some of my like more relaxed friends who don't really like partake in a lot of content creation, right? About a lot of things within content creation. Like I feel like you get to that state, right, where you can't because they don't really relate to it, right? They haven't been there where like you've been sitting down like editing for like hours at a time, or you're really
Yeah,
excited about
it's
what you
different
want to
for
cover.
everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody has their own experiences with content creation, and it's not the same as everybody else. Like I can guarantee you, like the editing soft, like if I revealed to the public what editing software I use, I would get laughed at and clowned on. If I
Yeah.
told people what software I use to record audio, they would freaking go, "What? Excuse me?" If I
Well,
told
yeah.
people I don't even use Photoshop to edit my thumbnails, they're gonna be like, "Well, what do you use?" It's like it's different. Like I use like all free stuff. Like all of my
Yeah.
videos, believe it or not, like everything with the exception of like maybe a few paid subscriptions to get like editing, like transition packs and shit. Like everything I use to make my videos is free. And honestly, for
Mhm.
like the first 3 months of my channel, I only ever lost money making videos because I had to pay for subscriptions. I had to pay for editing packs. I had to pay for, like different softwares that I could use to, help mix my vocals. I had to pay for Epidemic Sound because my videos kept getting copyright claimed because of the music. I
Mhm.
completely went into doing YouTube just completely forgetting that copyright was a thing. So I like posted my technicals video thinking, I use the free music packs in my editing software. Surely this won't be copyright striked. And then I uploaded the video, and guess what? I'm making no money off of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a bit of a process learning. So yeah, it does take time
Mhm.
for everybody to get adjusted, and obviously some people get the hang of it,
No,
earlier. Some people do it
yeah.
later. It's different.
And like I guess as well, it's like different boundaries for people, right? Some people really care about copyright and stuff like that, and some people don't, right? Like I've been doing commentary since what 2016 now, and like I can say that sometimes I just don't care about copyright, and it's just like a personal thing, right?
Yeah, like if you just need to shit
But
a video out, you
yeah,
can just like fuck it.
yeah, it's like it doesn't matter whatever, right? And if there's a passion project I want to do, for example, right, copyright is the last thing on my mind, right?
Hmm.
But then, like, for some people, it's completely different. And I guess when you're speaking to someone who isn't involved in content creation side, right, they may be a content consumer, right? But they don't understand what goes into a video. They don't
Yes,
understand what you have to do. And,
I
like, I find
know.
it's a very much different process. Like, they think they understand, but they have no idea what it's actually like.
Yeah, it's like sometimes I get pretty mixed reactions when I tell people IRL that I'm a YouTuber.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people go, "Oh, so like what's your channel? Like how many subs do you have? Like 100? Oh, what do
Yeah.
you make? Do you post like YouTube shorts? Do you do like Roblox, Minecraft?" And then I tell them, "Oh, I make documentaries," and they go like, "Oh, so you're like Keemstar, like Drama Alert.
Yeah.
Oh." It's like people have no fucking clue. It's funny though.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny though. Like once I explain to them, it's like, "Oh no, I make like video essay, like deep dives about controversial internet figures." They go like, "Oh, well, send me your channel," and then I send them my channel, and they go like, "Oh my god, you have 12K subs. You're famous." And I'm like, "Oh no, 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 no.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
pretty small still. Nope, got a ways to
No,
go."
100% get that. Like at any time, like my YouTube channel like comes up, right? Like I'm very like grateful that like do have like a friend and someone I've like befriended like in real life that does like the commentary scene, has always watched the commentary scene, and can like vibe out if I speak to someone like Turkey Tom or like Leafy or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But like the average response will be like, "Oh, are you a gaming YouTuber? I bet you have like one subscriber. Like, what is it? Like, what is this? Like, whatever." Like, it's never like I feel like nobody has like an understanding of it because they have this preconceived notion that it's going to be like some Stampede like fucking content or like a
Yeah,
Sideman
implicit
or like
biases. It's like that
yeah.
everybody has like these certain biases,
Hmm.
it's just there's nothing you can do about it. You know, like people who are in the scene, they get it, but it's like not everybody's gonna understand it, and that's all right.
Yeah, and like I guess it just depends when it comes down to the person you're speaking to, right? Like I think when it does come up in like mainly real life, right? Well, when it comes down to like social media, right? People are pretty well adjusted, right? But when it does
Yeah.
come to like if I'm meeting someone and they're interested in it, right? Like 95% of the time I have to explain to them like what it is I actually do rather than them just getting it. Like, and sometimes people just get it, right? Some people get that, oh, you do commentary, you do video essays, whatever, right? Some people just don't understand that, which is completely fine. But I feel
Mhm.
like that's like a big like chunk of what a lot of like YouTubers do, right? Which is just funnily enough is just explaining what you do. Like,
Exactly.
yeah,
Yeah.
like you can make like an hour-long video and you could be the most successful like person ever, right? But you will still spend half of your time like explaining to someone what you do, who you are, why you do what you do, etc. Because people always have questions because there's always going to be at least
Yeah.
one person that has no idea.
I will say though, my experience though, when, like in interacting with IRL people, is pretty weird. I would say because there have been quite a few times where people have met me and they know me, but they don't know it's me. You know what I mean? It's like they'll meet me in real life, and then they'll find out that I'm a YouTuber, and then they'll ask for my channel, and I'll tell them, "Oh, my name's Kusari," and then they're like, "Wait, you did the Daniel Larson video?" Like that's dead ass happened to me before. If any of you Americans out there use Snapchat, and you're a college student, I'm pretty sure you know that you can like be signed up for like your college community, right? And there's like a
Mhm.
community story. There's like a like let's say you go to like this isn't the university I go to, and I'm not going to reveal where I'm going to for obvious
Yeah.
reasons. But let's say you go to like UCLA, there's like you can join the UCLA Snapchat community and you can view the UCLA story, and anybody that's a UCLA student can post to it, right? Like
Mhm.
I've posted to that Snap story before, right? And people have
Mhm.
like added me from it and like, started I like muted myself. They
Okay.
like started conversing with me, and then they like start talking to me, and they go like, "Oh, what are your interests?" Sorry, I just dropped something. They go like, "Oh, what are your interests?" And I like, "Oh, I like films, movies, TV." And then
Yeah.
they go like, "Oh, do you know who like this person is?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they go like, "Oh, what YouTubers do you like?" And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I like these YouTubers." And they go like, "Oh my god, me too." And then I tell them, "Oh, well, I do a YouTube channel, and like I know some of those people who you just named." And then they're like, "Oh, are you for real?" And then I'll say yeah, and then they're like, send me your channel, and then I send them my channel, and then we're like, oh my god, that's so cool, and then they saw it's pretty cool because like
Yeah.
I have a lot of people that I've met so far that are going to my school because I'm majoring in graphic design and I'm also going to be minoring in film and television production. So
Okay.
generally, like those are probably filled with a lot of people who watch a lot of YouTube and spend a lot of time on the internet because that's just
Yeah.
how film and like designer people are. Obviously a lot of the industries revolved around the internet. So the fact that like my channel kind of like ties into that niche of like graphic design and film, it like kind of is helping me make friends at school.
Well, yeah, like I feel like it's always like a good chip, right, to use because like I can 100% like relate to almost like when you're speaking to someone and like they'll be like, oh, I like Keemstar or whatever, right? And then you can like pull out the card that like actually like I'm like pretty close with like a couple of like Keemstars like associates, like I'm like really
Yeah.
involved with that community and stuff. It does come in handy, like, and it's often used as like a plague, right? Oh, you do YouTube, right? Like degenerate, right? You sit there at gaming chair for like hours, degenerate, right? It's never looked at in the positives, but there are so many positives to running a YouTube channel, regardless of how
Exactly.
successful, right? Like, let's say if you've got like above 5K, it comes in massively successful, right? It's so easy to like use in like social situations and stuff, and just making friends. Like it's weird, right? Like a lot of people have this like preconceived notion that YouTube doesn't help with that whatsoever, and like you just have to be inside constantly, like not making
Yeah.
friends. But it does also have the opposite effect. Like I know a lot of people that I speak to now on social media, in real life, whatever, are like because of my YouTube channel, it's made it so much easier to be able to like converse with them, speak about stuff, like so many topics and stuff. So it can be used just like an everyday thing. And just like one last question to like wrap things up. Is that really like a benefit of your channel where like because you're like a majoring in like what you're majoring in and like you're going on with your life and while your channel is doing really well and like proceeding, is that something like you can use to your benefit, where it's like, oh look, because it's so closely connected, I can use that to make friends. I can use that because like they think that's cool. Like, and you can just progress not only in social media life but in your social life.
Yeah, like I've always thought of, you know, using my graphic design experience,
Hmm.
obviously I like I said, I used to do like Twitter banners for like Smash players on Twitter and shit. And
Yeah.
I'm going to be majoring in graphic design. So obviously I've taken a lot of art classes. I have a lot of experience as an artist. Um, Definitely that has helped in regards to developing an artist's eye, if that makes sense. Like
Yeah.
being able to tell what is good looking and then being able to create it, if that makes sense. And it
Hmm.
kind of just applying that to editing, and then also just, being a film nerd is also just, it definitely helps gaining a
Yeah.
knowledge about video editing. So yeah, it definitely does help. And I do hope that, this channel hopefully develops into some sort of career in the film and television industry, because that's kind of what I'm aiming for with like my degree and college. Just
Hmm.
hopefully working in the realm or in the field of TV and film.
No, 100%. Like, and I guess for you, you can use your channel to like progress in that, right? And you can also use what you do learn from like, or what you're like that major, like back into your channel, right? Like, I feel like it's
Yeah,
very like, intuitive, in the sense that not only can you improve your channel from it, but you can improve like really what you want to do as your career, what you want to do for the rest of your life. So
yeah, and
it
not
I think
only
it's fun.
that, but not only
Hmm.
that, but another thing that is crazy about it is that the YouTube channel actually helps financially as well.
Yeah.
Because now that I'm finally actually making money off of the videos, and keep in mind the videos are doing well, and so the
Mhm.
CPM and the RPM is really, it's freaking through the roof, dude. I don't. Okay, that sounded a little bit flexy, but I didn't mean it like that. It's
True,
like a
true,
good
true.
thing to help keep me financially stable throughout school. Like
I
just
get
the
that.
amount of money I've made in the past 8 days is probably enough to like last at least like a couple months in school. It's been
Yeah.
insane, and it helps so much.
Yeah, exactly, right. Like I feel like when you do get monetized and you do start making videos, so even if they get like 1,000 views, right, that's still like a decent chunk of money for basically just doing something you enjoy,
Yeah,
like which is always like a plus. And when I always think like, oh, a
but
video
like a
hasn't done well,
2 hour video with
exactly.
100K
Yeah,
views in eight
my God.
days.
Yeah, like the money you must be making from the video, because I know like even from an 8 minute video that has like 60,000 views, right, one of my most popular ones, like
Yeah.
again, like the money and like whatever I got from that was great, and like it's only 8 minutes and it's only 60K, so I can't even imagine what a 2 hour video with like nearly
Yeah.
double that has.
I'm not gonna reveal exactly how much it is because I don't
Hmm.
want to like be too braggy, but all I'm gonna say is it's in the quadruple digits.
What? Oh fuck, man. And like that's fully monetized as well, isn't it? Like there's no like restrictions or anything on it,
No restrictions so far. Let's hope it
man.
stays that way.
And at this point, even if you do receive restrictions, like you're still going to get that payout.
Yeah,
So
I'm
like,
still gonna get the payout. I don't even get paid until August 1st, so who even knows how it's gonna go? I mean, the video is starting to plateau in views, but you never know because when it comes to videos about these lol cows, whenever a significant event happens in the lore,
oh yeah. Hmm.
always the documentaries just skyrocket. Like there have been times where the Daniel Larson documentary part one has been stuck at like 200K views for like a month straight, and then like within 2 weeks it just skyrockets to like 450K because he happened to get arrested that day.
Hmm. Yeah.
It's crazy, you never know.
Yeah. It's like you always see if you go into studio, right, when like a big events happen, like I don't know, like Dream like got exposed again, whatever, right?
Yeah,
You'll see
just
like
seeing
a
that
big.
spike.
Yeah, you'll see like this massive spike from whatever, or like regardless if it's like an allegation or like a situation, whatever, whatever it is, if it's trending, you will see like spikes from videos like 3 years ago, like a couple of months ago, whatever, which is really weird to see, to be fair.
Yeah, no, it is. Like I could only imagine like if like right before the Miranda Sings apology video dropped, imagine if I had capitalized on that before when she was just starting to get
Yeah.
canceled. I was considering doing a Miranda Sings documentary. because I was a fan of Miranda Sings. And then I was like, I looked up her Wikipedia page because it was like in the middle of 2023. And I was like, I wonder where she's been. And then I saw like, oh, there was a controversy that happened in like 2020 when she got canceled. And then like a week later, it started trending again. Like she was getting canceled again. This was pre-apology video, pre-ukulele. So I was like, I had a list of video ideas. And I remember the exact list too. The list of video ideas included like a PewDiePie documentary, a Tobuscus documentary, Cyrax, World of T-Shirts, Miranda Sings, and Shane Dawson. Those were my primary video targets, right? And at the top of the list was Tobuscus, Cyrax, and Miranda Sings. And I ended up scratching all of that and going with Daniel Larson Part 2. And then right after I start editing Daniel Larson Part 2, Miranda Sings ukulele video drops, and it becomes like the number one topic of the entire internet for like a week straight. So
Yeah.
I probably could have had I probably could have had a 1 million view video. Honestly, I could have.
100%. Like, and it's always weird looking back, right? Because, like, especially as a commentator, right? Like, the amount of opportunities you feel like you've missed because, yeah, like, I Colleen Ballinger, like Miranda Sings video. Well, my God, like the amount of views that like you would have received, I would have received, whoever, what commentator, right, didn't take.
We
that
would have been
opportunity.
laughing all the way to the bank, brother.
Exactly, right. You'd have so many views, so much money from it, whatever. Like, however you go about it. Like, and it's like it's such a missed opportunity. But like, I feel like at the same time, like the amount of times that I know personally I've missed opportunities like that, I feel like I'd be so depressed if I kept looking at it.
Yeah. No, it's all good though, because I'm honestly on some real shit. Like I've honestly come to terms with the fact that I should not be in the position I'm in right now. The fact that I'm here, the fact that I've progressed this far should be considered an anomaly, because statistically it is. There's no possible way that any YouTuber should be at 12K subs in 4 months doing documentaries about niche lolcows. There's just no fucking way. The fact that I'm here, honestly, like I consider it a fucking miracle. Because even when I was talking to Technicals about it, he was like even questioning me. He was like, "How the fuck did your first video, that is 2.5 hours long, get over 100,000 views? How did you do it?" And I was just like, I just decided to do it, and I just released it, and I just did it. And just since then, it's just been fucking, I don't even know what to say, dude. Like, I've been planning out a 10K sub special because I'm shooting a short film, like a comedy sketch, that's going to be my 10K sub special. And now I'm already almost at 13K subs. So I'm questioning on whether or not I should rewrite the script and change it to a 15K sub special, because I'm growing too fast to keep up with my own upload schedule for milestone specials.
Exactly, man. And like, it's one of the reasons I wanted to speak to you. Not only like have you been on my radar since like the original Daniel Larson, because like I saw like a couple of like re-uploaded clips on TikTok, but like I feel like there's like a story to be told there. And like with people that come on Trash Talk, like I feel like regardless of like subscribers or whatever, if you've got a story that can be told, I feel like it doesn't matter about the numbers; it outweighs it.
Yeah.
And I feel like you've got a very interesting story to tell in the fact that you didn't really ask for any of this, and it sort of just happened.
It just happened. I didn't ask to be a YouTuber. I just wanted to be a filmmaker. But now I'm a YouTuber, so.
Well, exactly.
I mean,
it just happened.
It did happen. I'm honestly, I'm glad it did. I'm glad it did. Honestly, I'd say my advice for anybody who was previously in my position, you know, if you feel like you're a failed content creator, do what Nick A30 always says: never back down, never give up. But honestly, on some real shit, don't let it get to you if you start growing rapidly. One thing that I do seem to notice is that sometimes I do kind of have to keep my ego in check. I really don't like to sound braggadocious. I don't like to sound like I'm flexing, but I kind of do realize that when I talk about my growth as a creator and my newfound success, I kind of do feel like I come across that way. So I'd say the best thing that I can say to any new creators who are finding lots of growth really quickly: don't become a sellout, and always just focus on the content. don't focus on views, don't focus on monetization, don't do it for the money, do it because you like to do it. As long as you keep your creative integrity and you have an artistic voice and you have a vision for what you want to create, do it, because it's so worth it for me, not because of the success, but because I consider it my own art. And the fact that people enjoy it and people like it, it just means the world to me. So yeah, just don't let it get to you. Don't develop an ego, because it just makes YouTube stop being fun. And it's the reason why I quit TikTok. So
No, 100%, man. And I do really, really appreciate you coming on Trash Talk for what, 30, 40 minutes of just talking about your YouTube, talking about your beginning, everything. I feel like we've had a really great conversation.
yeah, dude, nice talk. And we definitely should talk like in the future about content creation, like even just behind the scenes, like off camera, because definitely, you know, I can definitely sense a good friendship here.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like, I feel like we've got a lot of common in like where we want to go with content creation, and I feel like we're in the same boat with a lot of stuff. So no, I 100% get that.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for having me on. I really
Yeah, no
appreciate
worries,
it.
man. And for anyone that has enjoyed today's video and wants to go and check out the content that either of us produce, all the links will be down below if you do want to go and check that out. But I've been your host, Samuel, and I will catch you in the next episode of Trash Talk.